welcome back to Fiction. So today on Fiction Tea Reviews, we're going to talk about the Hulu original series, 11/22/93. Yeah, so the show is 11/22/63, not 93. I guess I kept saying 93 because my birthday is 1993, but yeah, that's the original date of the show. It's a show / series based on the Stephen King book. I've never read the book, about a guy who goes through a closet at a diner, which is really turns out to be a time-traveling portal that takes him to November 22nd. Where he has to prevent JFK Kennedy's assassination. It stars James Franco as the lead, and it stars Sarah Gordon as the other lead. I believe Stephen King was also the producer. Of course, he wrote the book, and they turned it into a series. But yeah, he produced some of this, and they actually got his stamp of approval, which is how it should be. They should never make movies without, like, if it's based off a book or a biopic, without either like the family's permission for like biopics if the person's dead. And when they do books, they should ask the author for permission, of course, give them their residuals, and also ask them if they want to be a part of it because it's their book. It just makes sense to me. So the level of detail in the story and the references to older Stephen King books and films where they had red rum on the wall, and then there was another thing that was on the wall when they were like walking up the staircase. This show came out like a while ago, so I'm pretty much gonna spoil some of the stuff. Yeah, so the horror scenes, there were definitely horror involved in this, and the horror scenes, of course it gotta be horror, it's Stephen King. They were really crippling, especially the scene where like all the cockroaches were like all over the walls and over the floors. That just was like, ew. Like I imagine like the cockroaches trying to crawl on me, and I'm just like, get off of me. They provoke horror, but they provoked sadness, especially at the end of the final episode where you just felt it. You felt really sad for James Franco's character, Jake, and it might have brought tears to your eyes. I got a little emotional. I was like, oh, that's so sad, you know? And he was like, help her, please, someone help her. That was just, it was sad, emotional. One thing I also really liked was the old man that was inserted throughout the series, and he was like, you shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here. Like from the very beginning, he was like, you shouldn't be here. And that really shows foreshadowing with that character. He was basically like foreshadowing and a warning and letting you know as the audience, like, something's probably gonna happen because he's warning him and telling him you shouldn't be here, and he's like throughout the entire series, and you know later on something's gonna be revealed about him. Another thing that I liked about Jake, James Franco's character, is that it was very relatable. He murdered the father, just super that scene was crazy as well. Like there were a lot of great scenes in this show. After he murdered the father, he felt like crap. He was having traumatic nightmares, and he was kind of being haunted by this guy, and it showed the humane side of him, where it was like, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Killing someone doesn't make you a hero. That was mentioned with the soldier guy. He talked about that too, how soldiers kill people all the time, and it's really not what it's cracked up to be, and it doesn't make you a hero to murder a person, whether you believe they were good or bad. And I love that they really put that in the show, especially with the soldier, because people will have this expectation of like, well, you're a soldier, you fought for your country, you did the right thing, when it's like, you don't really think about the soldier themselves and think about the overall picture, where it's like, it still doesn't make you a hero for killing and taking someone's life. The show, it shows betrayal, love, lust. It just has everything pushed inside of the show. More of like an investigative story, and it's not one of those drawn out investigative story or investigative shows, series. It's very, it keeps you there, it keeps you engaged, and I'm looking forward to season 2, and I really hope that there is a season 2. The ending was cute, super cute, and I love how this was a historical show mixed with sci-fi, mixed with horror, mixed with mystery. It just had really all different types of elements, and they executed the show. Like, they seriously executed the show, and I look forward to seeing more. I mean, James Franco did a great job. The other actors did a great job. His leading lady did a great job, and I look forward to seeing more. So, like this show, speaking of sci-fi, this is a sci-fi psychological thriller about young adults in a mental institution who have been living there for so long that they've adapted to the lifestyle. They've adapted to thinking that they're crazy, thinking that something's mentally wrong with them, until they get this new counselor who starts to realize that maybe these kids are not crazy, and maybe there's something going on in this place besides them just freaking out, losing their mind, and maybe their mental things that's going on, they really have abilities, and they really have power, and all of this is connected, and there's one source. So yeah, this right here, it involves psychological thriller, horror, and some science fiction, and they are three of my favorite things. So definitely check this book out if you're interested. If you're interested in reading more and getting to know more about this book, you can hit the link in the description box below. You can read the back cover in the link in the description box below. Also, get a little bit of insight read and look at the format. This is actually my original copy, so it looks beat up. But you can get some insight in the link description box below, and you can actually read some of chapter 1. And you can see the format is written in poetry format. And yes, there's also an ebook available, so definitely check that out. You know, link in the description box below. See you all next time. Also, before I go, I'm thinking about switching my post times to the weekend. I'm really trying to figure out what works best. Does the weekend work best? Do people watch this more on the weekend? Yeah, really trying to figure that out. So yeah, for now, I will be posting just throughout the week. Yeah, and I will see you all next time. So